Sound check testing 1 1 1. Check 1. Sound 1. प्रेम सुषमा पति महादेव की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, दुर्गा भवानी माता की जय. Let us all stand, my dear friends, as we begin this beautiful night. As we about to now join in weaving the wonderful light around the Murti of Shri Adi Shakti Durga Mata, we now join in Shri Durga Arati. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyaya Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namo Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. निषिदना तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी. निषिदना तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी. 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 मांग सिंदूर विराजत पीको मृद मद को. ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः. सलूटेशंस श्री दुर्गा माता. मांग सिंदूर विराजत पीको मृद मद को. उज्ज्वल से दौनैना चंद्र वदननी को. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी. हो मैया जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी. कनक समान कलेवर रतांबर राजे. कनक समान कलेवर रतांबर राजे. रक्त पुष्प गलमाला कंताहार साजे. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी. के हरिवाहन राजत करक परधारी. के हरिवाहन राजत करक परधारी. रक्त पुष्प गलमाला कंताहार साजे. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी. All salutations to Shri Durga Devi Ma. शुंभ निशुंभ शुंभ निशुंभ शुंभ निशुंभ विधारे महिषासुर घाती. ओ शुंभ निशुंभ सुरघाते धूम्रविलोचन नैना निश्रिन मदमाती बोले जयम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी जयम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी चौसत युगनी गावत नृत्य करत भैरो ओ चौसत युगनी गावत नृत्य करत भैरो बाजत ताल मृदंगा और बाजत के डमरू जयम्बे गौरी जय श्यामा गौरी ओ मैया जयम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः ब्रह्मानि रुद्राणि तुम कमला रानी कमला रानी आगम निगम बकानी तुम शिव पतरानी जयम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी जयम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी हो मैया जयम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी अम्बा जय जय अम्बा 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 जय जगदम्बा अम्बा अम्बा जय जय अम्बा 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 जय जय अम्बा 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 जय जगदम्बा। आज शक्ति दुर्गा देवी माता की आसने जी सब लोग दरअसल take our seats. As we begin this beautiful night, my dear friends, once more as we continue with the worship of Shri Adi Shakti Durga Mata, we are in the most auspicious time of the Ratri period, where devotees will sacrifice their time, their efforts, their energy to praise the Supreme Goddess. Today, we too would have come together, forgetting the world and the universe with all the miseries that come with it. And today, this afternoon, we touch the feet of Adi Shakti as we chant her name, as we chant her mantras. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. To begin this beautiful night once more, on behalf of the members of this wonderful Mandir, the Sudama Mandir, we take this golden opportunity to say Swagatam, Namaskar, cordial welcome to each and everyone, to all those who are here tonight and to all those who are locked on via Facebook as well. Wherever you are tuned in the world, we take a moment to say Swagatam. At this time, without further ado, as we begin this divine night, let us all sit upright. Let us close our eyes. And as we begin with contemplation on the feet of the Mother, we join in Omkara 3 times. वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दुर्गारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। We pray to Goddess Lakshmi Mata या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मी रूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु सरस्वती रूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। नागेन्द्रहाराय त्रिलोचनाय भस्मांगरागाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्धाय दिगंबराय तस्मै नकाराय नमः शिवाय तस्मै नकाराय नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय। जयन्ते मंगलं काले भद्रकाले कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा दात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते। रूपं देहि जायं देहि यशो रूपं देहि जायं देहि यशो देहि यशो देहि। ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः। हर हर जय शंकर ओम हर हर सबको प्यारी हर हर जय शंकर ओम हर हर। एक बार और हर हर जय ओम। As we begin this beautiful night, my friends, we will pay our salutations to the Divine Lord, who is called Pavanaputra. But when we begin a night like this, we are inviting the energies of our Lord to guide us, to protect us, to give us help, to give us strength, to give us the motivation, the inspiration to rise above all temptations. And while we sit here at the feet of all the devotees on this auspicious night, salutations to our Lord. It is said, while we will worship Devi Mata for all these nights, how can we forget the strength of the consort, Prabhu Shankar Bholinath, who has taken the mighty and most powerful form. He is called Sri Hanuman. We join in 40 verses of Sri Hanuman Chalisa. Shri Guru Charana Saroj Raja Nijamana Mukura Sudha Varna Raghuvara Vimala Jasu Jodaya Gopalacha Buddhihina Tanujanike Sumira Pavana Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Deho Muhi Arahu Kalesha Vikar Anjaneya Hanuman Jai Veera Hanuman Anjaneya Hanuman Jai Veera Hanuman Jai Veera Hanuman Anjaneya Hanuman Jai Veera Hanuman Anjaneya Hanuman Pavana Sudha Hanuman ki Bajrang Bali ki Jai Ho Om Shri Hanumate Namaha Jai Hanuman Jnana Guna Sagar Jai Kapishati Hulota Udagar Ramaduta Tulta Baladhama Anjani Putra Pavana Sutanama Mahavira Vikaram Bajrangi Kumati Nivar Sumati Ke Sangi Kanchana Varana Viraj Suvesa Kanana Kundala Kunchita Kisa Mahavir Balavanta Mahavira Balavanta Jai Hanuman Mahavira Balavanta Pavana Putra Hanuman Jai Bajrang Bali Hatavatra aur dhwaja virajay Kandhe monj janeyu asajay Shankara suvana kesare nandan Tej pratapa mahajagavandan Vidyavan guni ati chatur Ram kaj karibe ko atur Prabhu charitra sunibe ko rasya Ram lakhan Sita mana basya Mahavir balavanta Mahavir balavanta Jai Hanuman Mahavir balavanta Pavana Putra Hanuman Everybody boliye Jai Bajrang Bali ho Sukshma Rupa Dhari Siyahi Dikhawa Vikata Rupa Dhari Lanka Jarawa Bhima Rupa Dhari Asura Sanhare Ramachandra Ke Kaaj Sawar Laye Sajeevan Lakan Jayaye Shri Raghuvira Har Shiur Laye Raghupati Ke Ne Bahut Paraye Mama Priya Bharatai Samabhai Mahavir Balavanta Mahavir Balavanta Jai Hanuman Mahavir Balavanta Pavana Putra Hanuman Om Shri Hanumate Namaha Sahasavadana tumaro jasa gaave Asrahi Shri Pati Kanta lagave Tanakadika Brahmadi Munisha Arda Sharada Sahita Hisa Yam Kuvera Digapal Jahati Kavi Govid Kai Sake Kahati Tumo Pukar Sugriva Hi Kena Ram Melaya Rajaparadina Mahavir Bala तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु, लील्योता ही मधुर पल जानो। प्रभु मुद्रिका मिले मुख माही, जल दिलांगे गय चर जनाई। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते। महावीर बलवंता, महावीर बलवंता, जय हनुमान महावीर बलवंता, पवन पुत्र हनुमान। All salutations to Mahavir Swami. राम द्वारे तुम रखवारे, होता न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुकल है तुम्हारे शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू तो डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपै, तीनहुँ लोक हांकते कापै। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। महावीर बलवंता, महावीर बलवंता, जय हनुमान महावीर बलवंता, पवन पुत्र हनुमान। जय बजरंगबली। नासै रोग हरय सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट से हनुमान चुरावे, मर्दम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन पल पावे। महावीर बलवंता, महावीर बलवंता, जय हनुमान महावीर बलवंता, पवन पुत्र हनुमान। चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दास। महावीर बलवंता, महावीर बलवंता, जय हनुमान महावीर बलवंता, पवन पुत्र हनुमान। जय श्री राम। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाए, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाए। और देवता चित्ता न डरहि, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो स्मिरय हनुमत बलवीरा। महावीर बलवंता, महावीर बलवंता, जय हनुमान महावीर बलवंता, पवन पुत्र हनुमान। जय श्री राम। जय 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 बोल, जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई। कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई, यो शत बार पात कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यहाँ पर हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महाधीरा। महावीर बलवंता, महावीर बलवंता, जय हनुमान महावीर बलवंता, पवन पुत्र हनुमान। जय हनुमान महावीर बलवंता, पवन पुत्र हनुमान। जय हनुमान महावीर पवनतनय संकटहरण मंगलमूर्ति राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसो सुरभु। पवन सुत हनुमान की, बजरंग बली की, आज शक्ति दुर्गा माता की। It is now Ratri time. I'm sure the Jai for Devi Mata could be a little more. Everybody ready? Aaj Shakti Durga Devi Mata ki. Beautiful. I'm sure it Mata get up there right now. As we begin this wonderful night in devotion, before we go in depth with our scriptures, the Devi Bhagavatam, we take this golden opportunity once more to say welcome to each and everyone. Swagatam, Jai Sitaram, and a cordial welcome to all. As we begin our night in worship and devotion to our Mother, we begin with a beautiful chant where we invite everybody to sing along as we create the energy, the vibrations in this beautiful Mandir. So that when we intake the Atma Gyan, the knowledge and the entire creation, the goodness will resonate in our hearts and around us. We begin with this chant all together. I'm sure you know it. To all those who know it, sing along with me. Durge, Durge, Jai Jai Maa. Everybody boliye, sabko. Durge, Durge. A little more volume, everybody. Durge, Durge. एक बार और, one more time. दुर्गे दुर्गे। Everybody बोलो। करुणा सागर करुणा सागर काली कपालिनी काली कपालिनी जगदोधारिणी माँ दुर्गे 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 जय जय 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 माँ अम्बा भवानी माँ जगदम्बा भवानी 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 माँ. Everybody, Durge, 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 Jai Jai Maa. Durge, Durge, Durge. Aaj Shakti Durga Mata ki. On this beautiful night, as we begin a wonderful message taken from the golden pages of Devi Bhagavatam, to some of the devotees who would have been accompanying me, probably in person or even virtually, one night out of this Navratri, one of the 3 nights that have gone, I would have mentioned part of a scripture of Devi Bhagavatam, or part of the text that spoke about a great sage and a sadhu. It is said in the heavens there was a great sage by the name of Twashta, sage Twashta. It is said this sage lived a very powerful life. He lived a divine life. He lived a holy life. Anybody who saw this sage knew to respect him because he lived a life of character, a life of goodness, a life of positivity. Even the gods would have left the heavens at times to come down to the earth to pay their respects to him. It is said the gods of the heavenly abode, the gods of Indraloka, they would have left their realms and they would have come down to seek advice from the sage. Why? Because he had that spiritual intellect. He could have foreseen the past, the present, the future. He could have seen everything that takes place in the universe. He was that powerful. If anything were to wrong with you or to be wrong with you, you can simply just go there and say, Gurudev, please advise me. And he will close the eyes and he will tell so much. He will advise you as to so much. In today's world, many people are running about and they're searching for guidance or knowledge in some way or the other. Today, this great sage would sit there and whoever would come, whether God or whether man, they will receive the answer that they wanted to receive. There are many different ways of receiving the answers of your life. Today, when you have a problem, where do you go? When you have a problem, where do you go? Where are the neighbor? When we have problems, sometimes we tell the people around us. We tell our best friend. We say, that's my best friend. We tell our companions. We tell our neighbors. We tell family members. We tell loved ones. We tell people who we think are dear to us. But you remember that saying? Your best friend today can be your... Yeah, that's a scary thing. Can be your worst enemy tomorrow because we hold trust to the people around us. When we have a crisis and a situation, scriptures have always said that even though we communicate with the people around us, the preceptors are the ones who live a proper life. They live on this intellectual level that through devotion and prayer, they can foresee from different levels. They see on a standpoint. They see from a different view. Maybe you're going through a crisis in a home. Maybe a husband and wife, you're having issues. And you need somebody to overlook from a different view, to see on a different angle. Who do you turn to? Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, boliye, Gurudevo Maheshwaraha. क्या बात, एक बार और बोलिए सबको प्यारी वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की गुरुर ब्रह्मा गुरुर विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुर साक्षात् परम ब्रह्म Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. You turn to the Guru. You turn to your gurus and your preceptors. They will open the scriptures, they will open the books, and they will tell you. When you go by the gurus, you tell them you want to open what? Yeah. Yeah, mommy. Mommy said Patra and she laughed there. Why? What do you go to open? We open book, right? Which book do we open? How you call it? It's the same thing. How do you call it? Yeah, the Patra. What is a Patra? Anybody know? It is called in Sanskrit a Patra, not a Patra. But it's called a Patra. A Patra is what? Patra or Patra, it's a leaf. You're about to open a leaf to see that chapter of your life. You want to foresee something. Do you know in India there are different ways that they check to see? In some parts of South India, when you go to do a reading, you go to some of the sages in South India and they will be seated by themselves and they will then tell you, you want to get your reading done, you want to read your Patra? Well, go by that tree over there. And when you go to the tree, you will see the tree is filled with leaves. Pick one of the leaves and bring it to me. And from the point of picking that leaf and going to the Guru, from that moment of holding the leaf with your hand, energy, vibrations would be drawn to the leaf itself. And from that moment, when you hand it over to the Guru, the minute he holds it, he feels the energy and automatically he knows everything about you. He starts to say, son, you're not from here, right? Your mother's name is, and he calls out. And your father's name is this. And when you're a child, this happened to you, right? And last week, when this happened, what did you do? Well, next week when that happened, what will you do? And he starts to tell you and he says, but how come he knew this, boy? Where did he feel it from? A patra, a leaf. It is a leaf that is red. They've been placed into books now, and yes, we call it the patra or the patra, but it is the patra. And we read now the signs of devotees, and we read the horoscopes, and we read everything so that we can tell properly what has been seen before and what will be there now and what will come in the after. In different parts of India, when you go, you'll be so surprised to see how they do it. Sometimes you'll go to a spot where you will see someone sitting and he has a deck of cards in front of him. He has a cage on his side and you will see a bird there. And you will go and sit down and say, can you do my reading? And he will say, sit, right or not? And he will say, close your eyes and sit in this beautiful posture. And when you sit there and you close the eyes, he will open the cage and the bird will come out of the cage. The bird will not fly away. It will come out, it will jump over the cards, it will whistle a little bit, it might jump on your feet, it might jump on your shoulder. He will say to you, stay still. And the bird will then come back down and go back to the cards and start choosing. He will pull one and he might push it back. He will take his beak and he will knock on all of them and he will pull another one. Maybe he might look at you and might look back down, he might push it back again. And then he will pick a third one and he will go now to his owner and he will lift and he will give it. And when the owner will open it and he will look at the cards, he will start telling you, son, did this happen to you last week? Did this happen to you as a child? And exactly on point, my friends, they will tell you everything that has happened. The Patra, it was a sign and it still is in the world where we speak of astrology and the world of astrology, where these are mediums that are used to guide us. The gurus and the preceptors would have learned in the most appropriate way as to how to guide us in the spiritual realms. And today, while sage Twashta was so good at it, the gods decided to allow him to rule and to be in charge of the heavens. If he is that good in healing and helping everybody, why not allow him to help us? So he has been assigned to the heavenly region. The gods have come and they've said now, Gurudev, please accept our pranams. We are inviting you now to come to the heavens. We want you to rule the heavenly abode. We want you to take control, because it doesn't make sense that we are here and we don't know how to get guidance. We always have to come down. He accepts. And when he accepts, living now in the heavenly region, it is said, being good at what he does, Lord Indra sees this Guru coming into the realm. And when he sees how powerful this Guru is, automatically a little bit of jealousy starts to come in his mind. Sometimes in life when you do what you do, and people admire what you do to an extent where they try to be like you and they can't be like you, they start to envy you. And when they envy you and they become jealous of you, then when they try and they can't be like you, they start hating you. And after hate, they will try to pull you down. It is automatic in life. It is one of the qualities that we have that we can't get rid of. It is said every one of us, as we were born in this world, we were born with this physical body. I asked this question once a long time ago. Does anybody here who is sitting here tonight can say, I never get vexed? Anybody here can say, I don't get vexed, I never get vexed? Alright, let me ask now. How many people get vexed? A little afraid. Keep it up like this, let me see. How many people get angry? Keep it up there, right? Second question. Getting angry is one thing. How many people have a temper? That's a natural thing now. And who have it real bad? You could do like Rietesh and pop your foot too. Automatically, no matter what you do in the world, when you were born and you were born with this body, automatically the traits of the body are anger, hatred, jealousy, lust, greed. It is automatic. You've come with it. Nobody can say, I rid the body 100%. It is automatic. It comes with the body. You will become agitated. You will become envious at times. You will be jealous at times. And while you will have all these traits, you could give me all if you want. And while the body comes with all the traits, at the same time, the best you can do is try to work around it. Let's sit around. While we have the traits in the body, which is the anger and the temptations and so on, Jai Bhagwan. Jai Narayan. Just now get blanket. Thank you very much. While in the scripture, it says that we have this body and the body automatically will come with the traits of negativity. It is up to us to work around these traits. How do you work around the traits that you have? How do you work around the qualities that you have? If you become angry all the time, if you become angry a lot, if you think that you need to calm yourself a lot, if you think situations allow you to feel different than you are and you want to become better, while we're worshipping Devi Mata, it is said, Prabhu Shankar Bholenath, he is the embodiment of peace. He is the Lord of peace. You want a peaceful mind, you want a peaceful heart, you want to find peace. How do you do it? Think about this. There are many people who are living today. They have the biggest house. They have a nice vehicle. They have money. They have wealth. They have everything that they can ask for. And one thing they don't have is a peace of mind. Not so? Some people have everything you can think about materially, but when they lie down on that bed and they close their eyes, they are miserable. They may be depressed. Their life may not be going as they want it to be, and it pulls so much negativity into their thoughts. Today, my friends and bhaktas, as we begin this night and while we're worshipping our Lord, we sing to Lord Shiva. Shankara Shiva, Shankara Shiva, Shambho Mahadeva, Shankara Shiva. Umapati Mahadeva ki. Everybody bolo. Shankara Shiva. I think you gotta pass back without water. Wait, it's only thirsty. Gajananda Swami ki. Bolo. Shankara Shiva, Shankara Shiva, Shambho. Salutations to Lord Shiva. Shankara Shiva, Shankara Shiva, Shankara Shiva, Shankara Shiva, Shambho Mahadeva, Shankara Shiva, Shambho Mahadeva. Shankara Guru, Shankara Guru, Shankara Guru, Shankara Guru, Shankara Bhagavat Pal, Shankara Guru, शंकर भगवत पार शंकर गुरु। हर हर महादेव। ओम नमः शिवाय। नंदी वाहन शंकर शिवा। नंदी वाहन शंकर शिवा। नागाभूषण शंकर शिवा। नागाभूषण शंकर शिवा। शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा। शंभो महादेव शंकर शिवा। शंभो महादेव शंकर शिवा। ओम नमः शिवाय। बोलिए शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा। शंभो महादेव शंकर शिवा। शंभो महादेव शंकर शिवा। शंकर गुरु शंकर गुरु शंकर गुरु शंकर गुरु। शंकर भगवत पार 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 शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा। शंभो महादेव शंकर शिवा। शंभो महादेव शंकर शिवा। शंभो महादेव शंकर शिवा। प्रेम से समापति महादेव की जय। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की। On this night, it is said when the sage was so powerful and known by all the gods, was worshipped every single day. Lord Indra at one point became envious. He was envious of the sage and he thought in many ways how to get rid of him so that all the gods would not just love him, but they would come back to Lord Indra. Lord Indra was the king of all the gods and he expected everybody to stand by his side. People will stand on your side when you live with discipline. People will stand on your side when you live with goodness. When you live with a good character, you will have friends and you will support your friends when you see they're doing good things, not so? Will you support somebody if they're doing something bad and wrong? True friends will stand with you when you do good things. True friends will stand with you no matter what the world may think. They will stand with you in the good times and the bad times. True friends, my friends. It is said, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Who are your friends? Think about it tonight. Who are your friends? There are people who claim to be our friends, and while they're looking at us and they're laughing with us, they're not just laughing with us, but they're laughing at us. There are people in the world who are walking alongside us and they seem to be as though they are ready to stand on our sides, but the moment something happens, they disappear. There are people who claim to be our best friends, and this is how I put it sometimes. They laugh with you and they say, you know what, hey, good job, I love what you're doing, keep it up, very nice. And they turn around, and when they turn their face to go the other side, they say, he should fall long now. They are called two-faced people. Who are your friends? Think about it. Who can you trust? Who can you speak to? Who can you know for a fact that you will get that support from? Today, Bhaktas, Lord Indra, he feels somewhat ashamed of how he would think, but at the same time, he feels scared to lose his gods. So you know what he does? He's thinking of a plan as to how to get rid of the sage. And then suddenly he saw one day the sage was teaching his son how to be powerful. And there, while his son was doing his devotion, Lord Indra saw the right moment to try to get rid of him. So you know what he did? He saw the son sitting there in devotion, and he went and he hid, and he took his thunderbolt. And he held the thunderbolt in the air. And despite he saw an innocent child doing prayer and doing his devotion, he held the thunderbolt. He aimed at the neck of that child. And there he threw the thunderbolt to destroy this child, my friends. It is said immediately with one blow of the thunderbolt, he beheaded the son of the great sage. And when he beheaded him, Lord Indra at the same time, he knew that there will be havoc in the heavens because he has done something wrong. So what does he do? Immediately as he destroys his child, he runs away and he hides himself so nobody can find him. Katha begins like this now. It is said Lord Indra is looking for a spot to hide, and he doesn't know where to go. He knows that the world will put him aside. He knows that the gods will never like what he did. He knows that what he has done is wrong. But at the same time, what will he do? The Katha begins tonight, my friends. While he leaves and he disappears. And while he disappears, in his kingdom of Indraloka, his wife is sitting there. She's called Devi Sachi. And she's sitting there and she's waiting for her husband to come home. But he's not coming home. Days are passing, weeks are passing by, and Lord Indra has left and nobody knows where he is. And while he has gone, somebody needs to rule the kingdom. Somebody needs to stand up. So all the gods have appointed now a king. He's called King Nahush. You must rule the kingdom at this point, because we don't know where Lord Indra is. And while he's about to rule, listen, Lord Vishnu speaks to Devi Mata like this. Narayanam Nirakaram Narviram Narotamam Pavitram Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Nirakaram Naraviram Narotamam Pavitram Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki. Lord Indra has disappeared, and where has he gone? He has gone deep into the forest and he will hide. Where will he hide that nobody will find him? He goes where there's a lake and he sees a bunch of lotus flowers. And he allows himself to become small. He's a god. He allows himself to become small, and he goes in the stalk of one of the lotus and he hides in the stalk of the lotus. While he's hiding in the stalk of the lotus, at that point, Shachi, his wife, is above in the heavens. She doesn't know where he is. And the only thing that could come to mind when she heard the words of the devotees and the other gods of what he has done, at that point she says, I'm sure he has run away so that he won't be criticized by people. Maybe only he knows why he did what he did. But at the same time, he would run away from criticism. He will run away with grief in his heart. He will run away so that nobody will pull him down. while even being in a situation like that, who are we to criticize people? Who are we to judge people? We live in a world where the minute we walk, people start criticizing us. The minute we start speaking, people start ill-speaking us for the way we talk. Many times recently I've been telling people and devotees, many people come to me and say, Panditji, I don't know what I've ever done, but when I go to my job, they don't like me. When I am home, they don't like me. When I go out to holy places, they don't like me. But why? I didn't do anything wrong. I haven't done anything to anybody. Why don't they like me? Friends and bhaktas, we live in a world where people will never look at themselves for correction, but they will look at everybody else and find faults. With the perfect example, if somebody walks in here with a nice white t-shirt and it has one black dot, how many people would say, hey, I like your shirt? And how many people would say, hey, that's a nice shirt, but come, look, it has something here. How many people spot the dot rather than the majority, which is the white t-shirt? How many people enter your lives and instead of seeing the good things of your life, they start finding faults and start criticizing you? How many people pull you down for the things that you are? You are who you are. You are unique. All of us, we are unique in our own way. And while we are, to the people who will love us, they will learn to appreciate us. And if they can't appreciate us, then what are we doing with the people around us who will only keep pulling us down? Out of criticism, Lord Indra has left. He's scared as to what will happen. And now that he's not there, King Nahush, he has been given the kingdom of Lord Indra, Indra Loka. He sits on the throne and he says at that point, he says, now I will rule the entire kingdom, and while I rule, everything will be mine. I will rule this place and everything will be mine. The chariots will be mine. The elephant of Lord Indra will be mine to command. The servants of Lord Indra will belong to me. The people, the gods who are here, you will serve me. The celestial dancers, you will serve me. But wait a minute. Everything of Lord Indra will be mine. Where is the wife of Lord Indra? She too will be mine. Call her. Call Sachi and allow her to come. Tell her she has to sit on my side now. Lord Indra is not here anymore. While, my friends, he calls out to Sachi. Sachi doesn't know what to do. She hears him calling, but she goes to one of the chambers and she hides. And when she goes into the chambers, it is said today that while she's hiding, she's scared to come out. Doesn't he know that I respect my husband? Doesn't he know that I have utmost respect for the person that I love? Doesn't he know that I respect the relationship that I have with my husband? Why would he call me out to sit next to him? And while she's thinking in this manner, Scripture tells us today, it says, she's hiding behind one of the chambers and she's scared because she knows that she has lived a life of character. Today, devotees, live a good life. Live a life that when people see you, they'll raise their heads and say, hey, you see him? That's a good person. Live a life that when people see you, they can raise their heads and their chest and say, see that person? She's a wonderful person. She's a decent person. He lives with character. He lives a good life. He lives disciplined. Live a proper life in the world. What are we here for? And how long are we here for? Today, Sachi, she's scared as to what might happen. I can't go sit next to him. Doesn't he have respect? It is said in the world that we're living today, we must have respect for one another. That is why when we go to the mandirs and so on, when we see people, what do we say to them? When you come in the mandir, what do you tell the people, devotees? What else do you say? Radhe, Radhe. Adesh, what again did it say? Why? Namaste. Yeah, you must not stay. What do they say? When we entered the mandir one day, one fellow met us by the gate and he said, Baba, where's he seen dog? I said, Jai Bhagavan, where the dog is? What do you say when you welcome your brothers and your sisters in the mandir? Sitaram, Namaste. What does it represent? What does it mean when you say that? The God in me salutes the God in you. I pay respects. You put your hand together and you say, the God in me respects the God in you. Every time you meet your brothers and your sisters in Dharma, the God in me respects the God in you. I don't know your life and I don't need to know your life. I don't need to know anything that is taking place in your life. But today, with the holiness in me, the God in me respects the God in you. In today's world, many people cannot acknowledge that. So I ask the question tonight, look at the person next to you. Can you see God in the person next to you? Yeah? Take a good look and see. Watch your mom head to toe like this and you tell me. Can you see God in the person next to you? Sure? How many people saw? How many people didn't? Well, let me tell you, there's a beautiful saying, what is on the inside reflects on the outside. And if you have God in you, you will see God around you and outside of you. And if you have no God inside you, what do you expect to see outside? You see? If you cannot see God in the person next to you, check up on you. Not them. Have you ever heard people say they go to this place and this place is real heavy, boy? Do you have people say that? How come, Mama? How does the place become heavy? The God in you must wake up the energy of that place. If you are heavy and you walk into that place, it will automatically pull you down even more. The energy and the aura of the atmosphere will pull you down, but the God in you must wake it up. That is why the God in you must be always active. How do you wake up that God in you? Prayer, devotion, chants, worship to the Devi, worship to Prabhu Shankar, worship to the different gods. Today, Sachi is wondering, doesn't he have respect for me? He has claimed everything from Indradev and now he wants even his wife. Doesn't have respect? I love my relationship with my Dulahan. I will find him one day. I don't know where he is at this point, but I will find him. And now while she doesn't know what to do, she's looking up into the skies. Is somebody there who can help me? Is there anybody who can give me a sign? And she starts to hear a voice. You know what the voice is saying? Narayana, Narayana. It is said the great sage Narada, Narad Muni, he's seeing the situation from a higher view. And he comes down and he descends now to Sachi Devi. And he says, Hare Devi, kya hua? Batao na, kya hua? And she looks at him and she says, Great One, thank you for coming at this opportune moment. I don't know what will happen now. But you know what? Something is about to happen. I don't know what will take place. But while this king is controlling the entire place out of his ego, today I need help. Please help me. And the great sage puts his hands together and he says, Pranam Devi. Devi, I will tell you today, if you want help in the world for situations that you can't understand, when you think that there's a crisis or there's a problem in your life and you don't know where to go and who to turn to and who to speak to, he says, Devi, I will tell you. When you look at a child and a child has a problem, who does the child call first? Ma? He says, Devi, turn to Adi Shakti. Turn to Parashakti Mata. She is the universal Devi. She is the mother of the cosmos. Turn to her. Chant her name. Invite her. She will give you the knowledge and wisdom to understand what is right and what is wrong. And there she says, Great Sage, thank you so much. She puts her hands together. She closes the eyes. And she's about to invite the presence of the Divine Mother. How does she do it? Om Narayaniyo, Narayaniyo, Jai Jagadambe, Ma Durga, Jai Jagadambe, Ma Durga. Everybody bolo, Jaya Jagadambe, Jai Jagadambe. Narayaniyo, 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 Narayaniyo. Boli, Jai Jagadambe, Ma Durga, Jai Jagadambe, Ma Durga, Jai Jagadambe, Ma Durga, Jai Jagadambe, Ma Durga. Where are the hands tonight? Jai Ambe Ma. Call on to the Mother, my friends. Invoke the presence of Adi Shakti in your life tonight. It is now Ratri. Devotees around the world, they are begging for the energy and the vibration of Devi. And tonight, while we are blessed and fortunate to be here, look at the Murti of Ambama. Look how beautiful she's decked with the mala. Look how wonderful she looks with the sari. And say, Ma, please bless me tonight. Narayani Om, 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 Narayani Om. Jaya Jagadambe Ma Durga, Jaya Jagadambe Ma Durga, Jaya Jagadambe Ma Durga, Jaya Jagadambe Ma Durga. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Salutations to the divine goddess. Let me hear your voices tonight to Devi Mata. Om Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani. क्या बात है? Om Narayani. बहुत ही सुंदरी. Om Narayani. Jaya Jagadambe Ma Durga, Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe. Say a prayer tonight. We are blessed and fortunate. Many are called and few are chosen. Tonight we are seated at this beautiful Mandir to feel energy, to feel vibrations, to feel strength of Ambama. Close your eyes for a moment and say a prayer. The mother hears your heart. She feels your energy. She knows your mind. She knows your thoughts. She knows what is good for you and what is not good for you. She knows what you want and she knows what you need. Tonight say, Ma, as a humble bhakta, as a humble child in your arms, I pray, Ma, that you will bless me with the right thing. Ma, I will chant your name. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapani Durga Kshama Shivratri Swaha Swadha Namostute. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Pray to the Devi and receive your darshan. जय जय माँ जय माँ 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 जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Jai Jagadambe, Ma Durga, Jai Jagadambe, Ma Durga, Jaya Jagadambe, Ma Durga, Jai Jagadambe, Ma Durga. Narayani Om, 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 Jaya Jagadambe. Jai Jagadambe Ma Durga, Jai Jagadambe Ma Durga, Jai Jagadambe Ma Durga, Jai Jagadambe Ma Durga. Sakshi Devi, she puts her hands together and she starts to chant the name of the mother. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. And while she has put her hands together, Haath Jodakar, she looks up into the skies and she says, Ma, I don't know who to turn to at this point. Please guide me, Devi. And they said the Devi started to shine like a light in the sky. And while shining above, she's looking down at Sachi Devi. And she says, today, I will bless you, my child. When a devotee comes to me with a pure heart and prays sincerely, forgetting the whole world, I give you my word that I will come down. I will descend to the earth in whichever form that I can. And I will bless that bhakta. It is said she descends to the earth and to that realm, to that region. And she sees King Nahush. She says, great king, today you sit on the throne. And while you sit, you feel as though you have command of everything around you. You have command as a king, but don't let the ego make you feel that you're better than everybody else. You may rule the servants because you're a king. You may take the chariots, you may take the elephant, you may take everything that you want. But you have no right to control the hearts and the minds. She says today, you cannot force her. You cannot force Shachi to come forward. And today if you think you will stand powerful in front of me, then I am Adi Shakti, I am Parashakti, I am Supreme Goddess of the universe. It is said Nahush got up at that point and he stood there and he pulled his sword and he says, Devi, I am the king of all the gods today. Ma, I want you to understand, in this realm, I rule this realm. You can't come in this realm to stand against me. And Devi Mata, she says, when you think you have ego and you are egoistic in the world, I will break you down. She descends to the realm and listen. Om Narayani, 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 Om Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Ma Durga, Jaya Jagadambe, Ma Durga, Jaya Jagadambe, Ma Durga, Jaya. The mother comes down to the realm and there she lifts the weapons in the air. She holds her sword, she holds the trishul, she holds the gada, and it is said with one blow at King Nahush. She says the loudest blow to wake you up, to wake up your mind, to wake up your senses. Do not allow the things of the world to get better of you. Never think you're better than anybody else, friends. We are all equal in the eyes of God. And as our brother's keeper, we should support one another, hold one another, my friends, and lift one by one, together, united as one family. The moment we think we are better than somebody else or anybody, it is our ego pulling us down little by little in the world. Today, united by the blessing of the mother destroys Nahush. And she goes to Sachi and she says, Devi, whatever was taking place was not right. Go now to the woods and find your husband. He's sitting as he's hiding in one of the stalks of the lotus. Go and find him. And today I, Devi Mata, will bless you to bring back happiness in your life. When you want happiness in your life, how do you do it? It is now Ratri. Pray, clap, sing, chant, forget the world. Don't ask for anything. The mother knows what you want. Pray tonight, my friends, because finally in our message, the mother says, once you turn to me, I will never walk away. Whoa, everybody. Om Narayani, 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 Om Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Ma Durga, 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 Jaya Jagadambe, Ma Durga. बोलिए ओम नारायणी ओम नारायणी ओम सबको प्यारी Om Narayani Jaya Jagadambe Jai. एक बार और, with all the love in the world, उमापति महादेव की, आज शक्ति दुर्गा देवी माता की जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा जय जगदम्बे. The mother led her right to Lord Indra, and above in the air, when she looked down, she opens the two hands and she blesses them. She says, when you're having problems, difficulties, obstacles in your path, in your life, in your home, in your family, then to those who will turn to me and will chant with faith, with love, with devotion, to those who will worship me in this time of Navratri, I will bless your home. I will bless your relationships. I will bless your marriages. I will bless your home with barakat, with energy, with strength. And I will continue to guide you as long as you are faithful in prayer and in devotion. Shri Jagadamba Devi Mata ki. With this, my friends, we end our beautiful message tonight. As we end our katha on this, the first night at this beautiful Sudama Mandir, where we have taken this moment to once more remember the strength and the blessings of Devi Mata, Ad Shakti. Tomorrow night we will continue with our katha from the Devi Bhagavatam. But at this time now, let us all stand as we join in our final arati. सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया अरे सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी पान सुपारे ध्वजा नारियल पान सुपारे ध्वजा नारियल पान सुपारे ध्वजा नारियल ले तेरे भेत चराया अरे ले तेरे भेत चराया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया Everybody, बोलो जय अम्बे सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे केसर तिलक लगाया अरे केसर तिलक लगाया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया वो तेरा पार न पाया ब्रह्मा वेर परे तेरे द्वारे ब्रह्मा वेर परे तेरे द्वारे ब्रह्मा वेर परे तेरे द्वारे शंकर ध्यान लगाया शंकर ध्यान लगाया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया सोने का छत्र चराया सोने का छत्र चराया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया, वो तेरा पार न पाया। ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः। धानो भगतमय तेरे गुण गाये, धानो भगतमय तेरे गुण गाये। भानु भगतमय तेरे गुण गाये, मनवांचित फल पाया, मनवांचित फल पाया। सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया, तेरा पार न पाया। जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, हो जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, ओ जगदम्बा भवानी, जगदम्बा भवानी, जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी, जगदम्बा भवानी, जगदम्बा भवानी, जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी। जय दुर्गा देवी, जय दुर्गा देवी, जय 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 दुर्गा देवी, जय दुर्गा देवी, जय दुर्गा देवी, जय 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 दुर्गा देवी, जय दुर्गा देवी, जय दुर्गा देवी, जय 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 दुर्गा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी। जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। स्वामिनाथा सच्चिदानंदा, जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा, स्वामीनाथा सच्चिदानंदा, जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा। हम सब है तेरे बच्चे स्वामी, हम सब है तेरे बच्चे स्वामी, तू है हमारा विधाता स्वामीनाथा, तू है हमारा विधाता स्वामीनाथा। जीवन भर कर सुमिरन तेरा, जीवन भर कर सुमिरन तेरा, घड़ी घड़ी पल पल नाम लू तेरा, घड़ी घड़ी पल पल नाम लू तेरा। वर दे ऐसा दाता स्वामीनाथा, वर दे ऐसा दाता स्वामीनाथा। राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे। ओम शांति शांति शांति, हरि ओम। प्रेम से सुमापति महादेव की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, आज शक्ति दुर्गा भवानी माता की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। जय सीताराम। आसन नीचे सब लोग, let us all take our seats. As we take our seats at this time, once more tonight would have been our first night at this beautiful Mandir, Sudama Mandir.